We are back on Where Are They Now? And yes, somewhat of a historic Where Are They Now? We're going to go from Lubbock, Texas, all the way up to Indianapolis, Indiana. And joining us now, assistant basketball coach Scott Sutton. And I got to ask you, Scott, how's life in the bubble, man?
You know, it's okay. We were talking before I came on. It's, when you come on these trips, and you went on a million of them when you did radio, and you really don't go outside much, and you don't leave the hotel except maybe to go out to dinner the night before a game, or if you're in a tournament, maybe the first night you get there, go out to a nice place. But besides that, you kind of spend time in your hotel. Spend a lot of time in your hotel room, a lot of time in your meeting room, and that's kind of what we've done. The only difference is we've been doing it for, I guess, going on our 8th or 9th day, because we did it the entire time in Kansas City. And we got here, I guess, late Sunday night, and we finally got outside today. We hadn't been outside until today. We finally got to go practice at Farmers Coliseum, where we're playing Friday evening, and because they've got everything connected to the big convention center. There's 4 big hotels downtown, and everything's connected to the convention center, and that's where you practice and lift. There's a weight room over there. You have to have times scheduled to lift your team, but so it was kind of nice to get a little fresh air today. But it's okay. It's not a whole lot different than a regular trip. It's just being prolonged because of being in Kansas City last week.
You're playing at Farmers Coliseum, and because you're much too young to remember this, but the Beatles actually played there. Did you know that?
You know what? I think I did, because my last 2 years at Oral Roberts, that's where IUPUI moved their home games.
That's right. Yes,
because they renovated the place, and they were playing on campus at just kind of a rec center. And I actually got TD. I actually picked up my 300th win in Farmers Coliseum.
Did you really?
The IUPUI Jaguars. So I think I always remember that place.
What? Give us kind of a visual. A smaller facility, old
like
school?
Hockey, like a minor league hockey.
Okay.
It's not. It's probably seats. I think they said 6,500.
Mm-hmm.
The baselines are kind of far out because of the hockey rink, so there's not a whole lot of seating. Although there's not a whole lot of seating behind the goals anyway this year with the COVID protocols. It's okay. It's probably out of the how many venues are they using? 8 venues here. It's I don't want to say the worst, but it's it's the oldest for sure. But they did a nice job of renovating it, and I think they're just playing first round games there. So if we're fortunate to win Friday night, we'll be playing somewhere else Sunday.
As we look at this, I guess, what's your reaction to how the kids are reacting to this? I mean, this is not, even though you've been at it at Kansas City now in Indianapolis, but this is not normal for 18, 19, 20. Yeah. How have they been reacting to this?
Yeah, they've been good, and that's something that we talked about. We worried. I mean, we talked about it as a staff, and I kind of worried about it because I know when I was 18 and 19, I'm not sure I would like being stuck in a hotel room 24/7. But these guys, they're focused. They really are. I've been proud of them, and they've, they know why we're here, and as we get closer to game time, and I think, and you know how this is. Once you win that first game, there's more attention. There's more people talking about. The final 32, and then if you can win that second round game, there'll be a ton of attention. And so I think that hopefully, if we're fortunate to win those first 2 games, that just the opportunity to be in the Sweet 16 and people talking about you, nationally and newspapers and TV, that'll get our guys through. But so far, they've been really, really good.
You just talking about it. I mean, I'm getting chills just listening to it, because I don't care how many times you go. There's nothing like it as far as college basketball. From the time you hear your name on Selection Sunday all the way through all the hoopla, that is the NCAA tournament. The further you go, I mean, this is it. These kids may not realize it right now, but they may realize it 5-6 years later what I went through.
Mike brought that up. I can't remember when it was. If it was Selection Sunday, or if it was when we first got here, I don't remember. And he's right. This is, for basketball, this is the greatest time you'll ever have. And with the exception, maybe winning a world championship in the NBA, but still it's so different. That's a 7-game series, and this is, it's win and go home, a win or go home, and it's the best. You're right. And I was fortunate as a son to be able to experience it my whole life, and it's like a holiday on Selection Sunday to me. Whether I have a team in it or not, it makes it better if we have a team in it. But I get excited just watching teams and the excitement, and this will be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm glad our guys get the chance to experience, especially everything that we've gone through and the uncertainty of this season. And these guys deserve it. They all came back. They made a commitment, and really happy for Cade that he's had the type of season he's had, and that he stuck with it and stuck with Coach and stuck with his teammates.
I call it the blue curtain experience because that's what I've remembered about all the blue curtains that you would see in the venues when you went to the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
To tell you where you went, how you went, and who you went to see, and all that.
Yeah, it was weird. We practiced at the Coliseum today, and I asked Stephen Howard. I said, "Where are the Where are the announcers?" Because that's always it's always fun to see who you have calling your games, and but they're not allowed to come to the practices because of COVID protocol. So that was a little disappointing. But it's a little bit different than it normally is. What you said, when you have media there and fans there at the open gym, and so a little bit different.
Well, but the fact is we're doing it, and that's the main thing right there. I got to ask you, I mean, you've got a point of reference here in that when you went to the NCAA tournament with Oral Roberts, you were one of those teams that probably nobody gave a chance. Whenever they play, whoever they matched up to, probably didn't give you a chance. Liberty may be in that boat. So you could probably speak to the mentality of a team that's a, quote, heavy underdog and as a higher seed when they're playing in Oklahoma State. You could bring a little of that resource, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. And, it's probably a little bit different than my teams, even that we were bigger underdogs. You guys aren't that big of an underdog. I think it's 7.5 or 8 points, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I took my teams, we were always, I think the lowest was maybe 8 or 9, and the highest was my first year when we played Memphis as a 16. But believe me, we were like a 16-point underdog, but we believed, and our kids believed. And that's the thing about this tournament. Every team that's in it, all 68 teams for the most part, especially the lower ranked teams, are coming in here sky high because they've won their conference tournament. They're playing with a great deal of confidence. Like Liberty, they've won. They haven't lost since mid-January. Mm-hmm. These kids haven't experienced a loss for almost 8 weeks, and so you're going to face a team that's very confident. And on top of that, I said a little bit different. Also, this is a team that won a game the last time we had an NCAA tournament. 2 years ago, in the 2019 tournament, they beat Mississippi State, and they lost some players off that team. They still have players that played in that game that were big parts of that team, and so they've experienced it. And they're not going to be, they're not going to be wide-eyed and intimidated. They've been in this situation, and so we're going to have to play well. We understand that. Our guys understand that. The coach has done a great job explaining it to them, and we'll have to play a good basketball game to win Friday night.
Yeah, before we even get into X's and O's, I mean, that to me over the years has always been, if you're the favorite and people think you're going to win it, matching the intensity level of the team that comes in like a Liberty would be, to me, the first thing you got to do. You got to come out with that same intensity or even more because they don't care about Kate Cunningham. They don't care about Oklahoma State. They think, as you just said, they're going to win.
Yep, there's no doubt in my mind that those kids think they're going to win, and they should think that way. This is a team that has tremendous culture. They have a winning culture. They have obviously a proven head coach that's been in it a long, long time, and they've done it. Even this year, this team is, they beat Mississippi State on neutral floor. They beat South Carolina on a neutral floor. They played Missouri very tough. Played Purdue pretty well for a long time. So they faced teams like us and athleticism like us. So like I said, though, they're a experienced, very confident, and team that's been here, and a very dangerous team. And we've told our guys, or EP's doing the scout. He made a great point that we need to jump on them early because for a couple of different reasons. You can take away a little bit of confidence they have, and then the style of play. They want to make this a half-court game, and if you allow them to get up 6 or 8 points, it allows them to dictate the tempo of the game. But as opposed, if we get up 8 to 10 points, they're going to have to play a little bit different style that they're not comfortable with and not used to.
I think you hit the point right there. We could talk about PacLine defenses, and we talk about discipline on offense, screening, moving, shooting, all that they do. But obviously the pace of the game is going to be dictated and really be the bottom line, because we can make them go fast. We got ways of making them go fast. They don't want to go fast, so whoever wins that battle, especially early, is going to be in a good seat.
No doubt. That's going to be a big thing to watch, and we're going to have to we're going to push it. Make or miss, even if sometimes we may have to live with the turnover too, which this team has done a lot of the last half of the year. Although we did a little bit better job in Kansas City taking care of the ball, but you may have to live with 1 or 2 maybe careless ones, trying to play fast just to get them up and down.
I'm assuming as we speak today, everybody's healthy enough and nobody's ailing or anything. Ice, I guess, is getting better and all that.
Yeah, Bryce is getting better, and I think he'll play, but it's he's still probably not 100%, but he's feeling better, and
he's not having any more chicken sandwiches, is he?
He must have got a bad one, because I looked at it and said, "Man, I ate the same sandwich."
Did you really?
I get sick, but. So yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's in good spirits. They really, really focused. This group has obviously been terrific the last month of the year, and disappointed we didn't get the chance to cut the nets down in Kansas City, and probably a little disappointed that we got a 4 seed, because I think everybody was expecting a little bit higher seed. But even in it, there's not a whole lot of difference between 3 and 4. The biggest difference is you just don't have to face. If both teams continue to win, you don't have to face that number 1 seed until, in our case, Illinois, until the Elite Eight. But, sometimes if I'm speaking ahead, but if you can get there, sometimes it's a little bit better to maybe face a team in the Sweet 16. I think my dad's team in 95, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wake Forest was a 1 seed. And I think the Cowboys, I know they were.
Yeah, they were.
It's the first time that we've been a 4 seed since 95 Final Four team. And, Big Country and Randy were able to beat Tim Duncan and those guys in that 4-1 game. So there's not a big difference. I think we were just probably more surprised than anything that we fell to the 4 line.
Yeah, well, we went through Drexel and Alabama, I think, that year, back-to-back, and then got to win.
Malik Rose and Antonio McDyess,
that's right,
Tim
McDyess,
Duncan, and then Canby. So,
4 seed. I was going to say 4 seed didn't mean anything. You just go play.
No.
You just go play. Last thing, I'd be remiss if we didn't bring it up, and I know I texted you, but the win over Baylor was big, no question. We've thrown that around, winning that one, but it had some special meaning, didn't it? On your dad's birthday, don't you know he would have been proud? I'm sure he was proud anyway.
He would have, and I've said this quite a bit since then. Well, I've said it a few times, I guess. He would have loved this team. He would have. This is his type of team, because would defend and they play their tails off and they're tough and they're unselfish and to be able to win that game and probably the biggest win maybe since the 05, 04 season maybe. I can't remember 05. They got beaten at Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So it's hard not to say that the second round game that gets to the Sweet 16 is not a bigger win, but a regular season definitely probably the biggest win that we've had in this program since then, and to be able to do it on his birthday and with a team that he would really enjoy watching, and him, he would be there, and I'm sure he was watching the other night, and so it was pretty special to do it on his birthday.
We all enjoyed that for that reason, if not just that one alone, for sure, because of what it did. Hey, we'll let you go because you have to probably go get to sleep so you can get up and get tested like at 6 in the morning, right? You liking those 6 in the morning things?
We haven't done it lately. We haven't. We had to do it, I guess, the West Virginia game. Goodness gracious, we had to get the 6 and test and pregame meal at 6:30. They don't want any more part of that. No, they've done a good job here. It's been pretty amazing that you talk about. In our hotel alone, I think there's like 35 to 39 teams. I've heard a couple of different things. And, to be able to test all those teams throughout the day and be organized, the NCAA really should be committed to be able to pull this thing off. They've done a great job.
Yeah, I hear somebody knocking on your door to bring you your chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I think we are having chicken tonight.
No.
That's what I heard. I need to go down and get it before some of the players grab it.
Hey, I don't want to hear any more Bryce Williams stories. Make sure you don't have those things right there. Make sure you know what you're eating, right? That's all we care about. Hey, I appreciate it, big man. We stay in touch anyway, but I wanted to get you on, give us a little feel for what's going on in Indy.
Yeah. Call me next week if we can get by this weekend. Love to do it.
Hey, you know how we do that. We probably will. Hey, that's a date right there. But best of luck Friday night, bud.
Thanks, TD.
All right, man. See ya. That's Scott Sutton giving you a little feel for what it's like there in Indianapolis. Appreciate Scott coming on.